Hey everybody, T.O. from Art Geek Teaching. Today is part 1 of making an African mask look like metal and leather. Coming up. Okay, this will be a test here. I've got a couple things going. One of the things is this weird mask that my daughter wants me to do something on. And so I thought probably what I would do, this thing, I don't like this at all. It's somewhat demonic to me. So I'm going to use the Bible that I have that I use for collage, and I'm just going to go ahead and put some scripture on this thing, and see if I can figure out what we're going to do with it. I think. I'm not sure how it's going to, if it's going to go into all those little things or what, so I don't know. Maybe I'll just put some on the back. I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and take this off of here. Maybe. We'll just use a old debit card. I'm going to get out my trusty Yes paste. And we'll just put some chunks on here to start with. I like Yes paste a lot. You don't have to use a lot. I'm not sure this is going to work because there's so many contours on this thing. And like we always do, we want glue to glue. Seems to work best. So glue on top, glue on the bottom. I literally don't know what I'm going to do with this thing yet, so I'm just going to play for a little while. Most likely I'm going to do something with lights here, but I don't know. I'm just going to first cover this thing mostly. Then we'll get some I don't even know what I was saying. I can't do this and talk at the same time. Okay, we are back to this crazy thing, and I do at least kind of have a plan. I'm going to try to make this thing less demonic and make it more African mask and less demonic than it appears to me. So anyway, yeah, I just put together a plan. And the first thing I'm going to do is finish backing everything. And so I'm going to do that here, and I'll just use some matte medium and some gesso. I'm going to matte medium first and then put gesso over it. And again, we're just going to use an old Bible that I have that is set aside for this kind of thing. So a little bit of water, get my brush wet. I'm going to use a big brush and just try to get this put on here fairly quickly. I don't want to really waste a lot of time on it. So I'll just put it on. You know, this is going to be the back of it. I really just want those holes covered, and then we'll slam a little white gesso on it as well. But nothing big here. Just cover those holes so they're no longer going all the way through. And it doesn't really matter, but it's going to be a little bit easier for me when I move ahead with things. So, easy pie. I don't know if you can see all that. I love rescuing Bibles and being able to use them in art somewhere rather than them just ending up in a trash can. I think this is a great use for them. Now I'm just going to go ahead and slide a little gesso on there while that's wet before I clean my brush. I'll come back later and get this. The wrinkles on this, I do not care. It's not going to matter at all. Oh yeah. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to take my brush and I went on the inside of all these just in case there were big drips, because as you probably already know, if you're using a matte medium like that, big drips will just turn into big drips of plastic, which are a little bit difficult to deal with. And so just going to go in and smooth any of those out. Yeah, I don't know if you can see those. Not. But anyway, and I can use some of that glue down here, or matte medium rather, not glue, but that's what I'm using it for. And primarily I just want to make sure that there are no big globs that are gonna mess things up and give it an unwanted texture. I'd like to control the texture as much as I can. It's got a lot of it's got a lot of texture on it as it is, and so if I'm putting more texture on it, I kind of want it to be my texture. So just a few minutes to do that, and we will set that thing aside to dry. Actually, I'm going to use the blow dryer on it because I want to move on. Okay. All right, so I've kind of had a change here. On the mouth, I was initially going to close all of that in like this. You know, uptight and everything closed in. Kind of like that. I don't know if you can see that. But I think what I'm going to do is just reinforce this so there's a little bit of a raggedy edge, kind of like he has two sets of teeth. These will be gold and these are just going to be on the inside. And so rather than block it off, it might be a mistake, but I think that's what I'm going to do. We'll see how it works. I'm going to take a smaller brush here and just re-wet all this. Put another piece of paper on there to reinforce it, give it a little bit of structure. It's kind of like paper mache, right? I mean, same principle. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. All an experiment. All good. No mistakes. As Bob Ross says, happy accidents. All of it is going to work out just fine. What I do want to make sure I do is get all that glued down though. Don't want any pieces hanging around like that. So just cut them off. fold it over. All right, let's move on to the top row, I should say. Give him a little more beef. What is this thing? That is a great question. I don't have a name for it. It's just fun, it's just plain. Undoubtedly, I'm going to learn a bunch of things while I'm messing around, playing. There's no right or wrong. There's no goal other than to just be in the studio chilling out. And really, it doesn't get much better than that, does it? All right, here we go. Turn that around and see what he looks like from the front. Then we're gonna dry this baby. Throw some paint on it. Oh yeah, this is gonna be awesome. I like it, I like it. Yes, yes, yes. Interesting. Do we need a little piece in there maybe? Or should we just let it go? I think we're gonna put a little chunk in there. Just because we can. My hands are getting grimy. Actually, this is kind of fun. I'm not really big on paper mache because it takes so long, but this is kind of fun. I like the results of paper mache, I just don't like the process. There we go. Again, no right or wrong, we're just gonna fold that thing over. Drop some quote unquote glue in there. I'm liking it. Cool. Make sure there's no big goobs in there. Doesn't appear to be. All right, I'm gonna dry that baby. Maybe I can throw some paint on it in a minute. Okay, what I'm going to go ahead and do is spray all the insides where the paper is. I kind of want the outside here and here, I'm going to make look like leather. This inside part, quote unquote inside part, I'm going to have it be metal. So the first thing I'm going to do is blacken everything, and then I'll put I think I'll put the metal coat on because it takes a little time to dry. While that's drying, I can work with the tissue to make it look like leather. So here we go. Okay, we will likely have to give that another coat, but for right now, that is good. Okay, well, I'm waiting for that first coat of black spray paint to dry. I did hit it with the hair dryer. I'm going to go ahead and put some matte medium on the back of this with a little black paint. I think I'm going to end up, when this is all over, it's going to be black paint. So I'm just going to give this a head start, and it'll stiffen it up a little bit as well. So better get a different, yeah, that's not going to work. Got paint coming off of it. This will work just fine. I could go get a palette paper, but why bother? Got something that'll work right here. All right, I'm just going to use the rest of that up on the back. And then I will dry this thing and move on to the, I think we'll, like I said, I think I'll do the metal paint next. Make sure I don't need a second coat of black spray paint in any areas. This wall will save a little bit of time down the road. We're gonna have to coat this back black. And this will at least be one coat out of the way. Okay, that's good enough for one night. It's getting kind of long, so we will go to part 2. And in part 2, we will look at, let's see, we will paint the metal part of the face, make it look like metal, and we will also look at making the sides of it look like worn leather. Thank you for joining me. Have a good night.